the Civil War, General Burnside created a general order to control people in the North who didn't agree with President Lincoln. It stated that citizens were not allowed to voice their stance on the Civil War. This law was called General Order No. 38. It stated, "The habit of declaring sympathy for the enemy will no longer be tolerated in the department. Persons committing such offenses will be at once arrested, with the view to be as tried above stated, or sent beyond our lines into the lines of their friends." Burnside also announced disobeying this order could result in death. This angered many people, but one man spoke his mind. His name was Clement Vallandingham. In his childhood, Vallandingham lived in Lisbon, Ohio. His father was a Presbyterian minister, and he educated his son at home. In 1837, Vallandingham started at Jefferson College. He started as a junior due to his father's tutoring. Sadly, he only remained in college for a year. Vallandingham got honorably dismissed from Jefferson College and then went on to teach at Maryland School. He later returned to Jefferson College as a senior, but once again never graduated. Vallandingham went into politics in 1845. He then served in the Ohio Bar. He was also a member of the Ohio legislation. He served one term, then moved to Dayton, Ohio. Vallandingham then took a position as an editor for the newspaper supporting the Democrats. The whole time, Vallandingham remained involved in politics. In 1851, he sought nomination from the Democrats to be Ohio's lieutenant governor. He was not nominated. In 1852, Clement Vallandingham ran to represent Ohio in the House of Representatives. He lost to a man named Lewis Campbell. In 1854, he ran against Campbell again. That was the second time he lost to Lewis. The third time he ran against Lewis Campbell was in 1856. He would not accept defeat this time. At first, Lewis was declared winner by 19 people. After a recount, Vallandingham was announced winner by a mere 23 votes. The next two times he faced Campbell in an election, he won by a landslide. Sadly, his streak ended in 1862 when a military hero beat him with over 1,000 votes. Vallandingham was also the leader of a group called the Copperheads, or the Peace Democrats. They lived in the North, but did not want to settle differences between the North and the South. He wanted both sides to be happy, being the South to have slavery and the North no slavery. On May 1st, over 10,000 people gathered to hear Clement Vallandingham speak about what he considered unconstitutional. He spoke words of freedom of speech in the country. 4 days after his speech, soldiers came and took Vallandingham out of his home under General Burnside's command. Vallandingham was later banished to the Confederate territory. Vallandingham was only within the Confederate lines for 2 weeks before he left to go to Canada. While in Canada, he still protested the United States government's policies from across the border. The Democratic Party of Ohio State Convention demanded President Abraham Lincoln allow Vallandingham back into the United States. Lincoln agreed, but only if Vallandingham swore to support the Union war effort. Vallandingham refused, so he had to stay in Canada, although Lincoln agreed to let him return to the United States in 1864. When Vallandingham returned to the United States, he went back into politics as a lawyer. While in court, defending a person accused of murder, he demonstrated how the person could not possibly have killed the victim. He used what he thought was a prop gun to support the demonstration, but the gun was loaded. Vallandingham then shot himself in the stomach. He suffered greatly, but did not die immediately. The pistol ball lodged in his bladder. The surgeons were unable to locate it, and he died the next day. We still face similar problems today, and we still cannot speak as freely as we might wish. An executive order was recently approved by the president that says you cannot protest him within his sight. That means if somebody calls the president a name, he or she may be arrested. Vallandingham will always be remembered in our town for having the courage to express his opinions about our freedom.